Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I'm coming on for Daily Dose of Hope Day 92. So, what I'd like to talk about today is, well, first of all, let me introduce the Daily Dose of Hope. Daily Dose of Hope is just that. It is a daily dose of hope in times that are getting wackier and wackier and crazier and crazier. This is the transition period. This is when a lot of the old structures are falling away. And so, as they do fall away, it can be a little bit disconcerting and it's a little bit hard to handle at times. Um, and so, my guides had guided me to come on, if I could, every day to give a daily dose of hope. And I'm trying to do that as much as I can. Now we're on Daily Dose of Hope, day 92. And yeah, so what we do with the daily dose of hope is first I talk about certain things that are in the air, and then we do a channeling, and then we do a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation. And hey, Michael, nice to see you too. So here we are. What the date is May 30th, 2024. And what I was going to talk about today was so, first of all, so today I had a meeting with my one of the guitar studios that I teach at is probably going to close its doors, and I've been teaching there for about 7 years now. So I started in I think around 2018, and that so 2018 was the time when things for me I started changing a lot of things. I had just started doing the Course in Miracles around that time, and I just started reassessing my life and what I was living for. And so that was the time when I started Reiki. I started learning Reiki, and I started kind of opening myself up again. And so it was a very pivotal time. And also I had the sense that something was about to happen. Like it's time to like get my stuff together and to reassess everything because it felt like, well, it's whatever it is, something's coming soon. And I really didn't expect it to be, the years of craziness. I was expecting something much more fun and exciting, but it was what it was, and it was necessary, I guess, for the whole world. And but so that was for me, that was the first time that I actually started following my dream. uh, I was performing, and I had ensembles and stuff like that, but to make money doing what I love to do, like an actual steady kind of money, it was the first time, and that was a demonstration to me. Oh, I can do this thing. um, and so that was 2018, and then 2019 I got really sick for a few days, and that even made me pare down everything even more. I stopped all of my music ensembles, um, and what did I do? I sold all my instruments. I used to have I have a few left, but I had like my room was filled with instruments from all over the world that I've been collecting. I sold all my sheet music. I just wanted to make things lighter for whatever it was that was coming. And then, yeah, 2020, it came, but it wasn't what I was expecting. um, but yeah, so in a sense, for me, losing that studio is kind of an end of a time period. It's kind of it represents the ending of something, and there's a bit of sadness to it. I'm a bit sad about it, you know. Can't can't lie about that. I'm a bit sad. I knew it was time, but I'm a bit sad. And that was the first place that I actually worked on clearing dark spaces and stuff. That building that I was teaching at, one of the main reasons why they're closing it is that they can't get a lot of people to come there, and the reason is because it's got a heavy energy there, and it's also in a rough part of town. But it doesn't matter where a place is if the energy's high. But there something's going on in that building, and I've been trying to clear it for the past few years, and I think what happened, I think I might have cleared it, and that's why it's, closing. I think that's maybe, like, that's what happened in the place that I was doing my sound baths as well. It just, they demolished the building. Not that that was because of the sound baths, but I think the necessity of it was over for that, And so, yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it's the end of a short era, of a 7-year era for me when I first kind of started. I started doing the Course in Miracles. I started doing Reiki. I started teaching guitar, and all that kind of stuff. And first, like I saw, oh, I can do this, even though I'm in a foreign country, and I don't speak the language perfectly. I can still do these things, you know. Sometimes when you're in another country, you feel like it's because you can't speak perfectly. It's just, well, maybe I'm not, but so that sort of stuff, like overcoming these sorts of things. Yeah, so that was all the kind of beginning, the kind of awakening for me, I guess. And yeah, just kind of like, oh, that era is kind of ending. Well, not the awakening era, but I think the different era is opening now. And as always, we lose to gain. And that's part of the shaking of the foundations. So that's what's happening for me as well. Like, so that time, I really needed that. I needed that time to be giving hope to people. So that was what I was doing. I realized when I was teaching guitar, people were coming after their work, after a long day at work, and they just loved the guitar, and they wanted to learn it, and and I could see the joy on their faces learning, and I just it gave me joy. It's like, wow, this is amazing. We're just using these guitars, but we don't need them. Like, you're just getting hope. We're exchanging hope. And that's what I kind of learned from that. And so that was very, very interesting for me. And I spent, about 7 years doing that, learning kind of how that works. And well, there's another studio that I teach at, but I don't know. See how things are going. But things, tend to they are shifting slowly for me, and so I don't know how things will go, but we'll see. And I just have to let it up to the universe, and I don't know what anything is for. So yeah, so I just have to kind of let it go the way it needs to go and follow my heart. So that's what I was talking about yesterday, following my heart. So in a sense, like I love, playing the guitar is wonderful, and it's a meditation for me, but it's not. When I was really into it, it was the thing that was everything. And then, composition was everything, music composition. But now for me, I feel like I'm shifting over, and like, for example, channeling is really, really the thing for me. And it's a sad transition for me, because I just like, wait, all those years of composing and playing music, and still, it's not like I'm quitting me playing music, but it just doesn't hold that same energy that it used to. And so right now, the things that hold the energy for me are channeling and writing stories. Those are the two things that really kind of like excite me, make me interested. Um, and I guess, life, you change through life, and things change, and it's an up and down. And so, but yeah, so it's kind of the end of an era, kind of sad feeling. I knew this was coming, but when you actually have a physical meeting and everyone talks about it, it's like, oh, this is real now, this really happened. So thanks, Michael. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a big change. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for that it's just like, that day, it's just that one day, but I don't know what I'm gonna do, how to fill it up. And, I know that I can't rush to, "Okay, I'm gonna, find another studio and start teaching there." I think it's one of those things where I have to kinda take a step back and just see what happens, and that's also kinda, scary. That's a scary thing to do. But anyway, that's where I'm at today. And yeah, but I think that's the two things that we could learn from that is that we lose to gain, and that we don't know what anything is for, and everything, right? The Course in Miracles, everything is for us. Everything is for us to grow and to learn. And so that's what this is for. But sometimes when you're going through it, it's hard to see that way. Especially when you're going through the emotional kind of feeling of it, like, oh, yeah. But it is what it is, and this is part of the foundation shifting and changing in a small way in my life. And I imagine in many people's lives, yeah, we're all kind of going through this in our own way. And so, yeah, I don't know if that's a hopeful thing to say, but it is what it is. um, so I hope these don't become like daily doses of no hope. But I am hopeful. But yeah, it's just, when you're going through it, it's hard, but then you understand. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Yeah. The best is yet to come. Yeah, exactly. It's always the case. And it's just when you're kind of shifting and transitioning into like a new kind of place, it's kind of hard to see. and you just have to kind of, you know, surrender to the river, right? Yeah. Best is yet to come. It's good. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Well, that was very nice of you. So I'm going to go into a channeling and, oh, before I go into the channeling, just last night, I had a very kind of fitful sleep. It was like fever dreams. My God, Jeremiah Moonpillow World Tour. Yeah, yeah. Jeremiah Moonpillow World Book Tour, where I'll just be plugging my silly short stories and reading on the side of the street, maybe. Listen to my stories. I'm over here. Um, Yeah, but I had like these recently. I haven't been able to sleep very well, fitful sleep. And last night in my dream, I was channeling for people. It was interesting. Like I was channeling in my dream for people. So people were sitting in front of me, and I was giving them channelings. And I've never really channeled in my sleep, so that was interesting. Okay, so and then let's go into the channeling and what do they have to say about anything that I was talking about, or if they have anything else they want to talk about. What is the advice for May 30th, 2024, in this wacky, wacky world that we all live in? There we go. Before you do it, I'm going to turn on my fan. It's starting to get hot in here. Hold on. Okay, fan is on. There you go. Hmm. Greetings. We are Manuel, and we are here to give you a message that we were wanting to give for a long time, but we didn't really find the right energetic entrance, you might say, depending on the energetics of a certain being, of this being, of a channeler. They We will not be able to come in, or will be able to come in. You see, with this concept of channeling, it is a frequency, it is a resonance match. And so we finally found this match with this being, where he is finally in this state where he is, what you might say, able to accept certain things, and things of change in his life. And we are known as Manuel. We are what you might call, a life guide, a guide to life. We are a collective, but we are also individual at the same time. We are not from off this world. We are beings that have gone through this world, and then we have gone into the inner world. We have passed on, and we are in the inner world, and we are serving as guides. And also, we are serving as, in a sense, transitional guides. So we're here for the transitions. And what we'd like to talk to you about today, to all of you today, is the idea that with these transitions that you're all going through, with these transitions, it's really important for you to take a step back and let the transitions happen for you, to let them be what they need to be, to try not to force anything, but to let it be a transition, because transitions are necessary in that way. They are things that guide you from one place into another. And so it's very important for you to let that transition be what it is, and to not force anything. And that way you will enable yourself to get to that higher place that you are trying to approach. As long as you approach this in a way of non-judgment, in a way of not pushing, and not shoving, and not pulling, and not worrying, but just letting. As long as you approach something in that way of just letting it be what it needs to be, then the universe will show you what it needs to be. And then you will be able to be given the ultimate message, the ultimate pathway. not the pathway that your ego mind might have chosen, but the pathway that you have chosen before you came here, the pathway that your guides are trying desperately to guide you down. And that is the pathway of least resistance. And that word, least resistance, those two words, might seem as a negative thing, and they are many times on your planet. You have been taught that the path of least resistance is not a good path to go down. You have to struggle and you have to suffer. And that is not true. That has never been true. Now, you can go down those paths and you can struggle, and there will be things that you learn there, but it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. That is a choice. And the path of least resistance is the path of least resistance because your heart is saying, let's go down this path right here. This is the one. And when you struggle, you're going against your heart. Your heart wishes you to go one place, and you're saying, no, no, heart. No, I will not listen to my heart. I will listen to my mind. I will listen to what the ego is telling me. And that will take you down a rough and thorny path. And you will have to struggle a lot, and you'll get a lot of scratches from the thorns in the bushes. Or you can just take your heart's path and glide down a downhill path, and just where everything seems to be working effortlessly, and all the doors will open up to you. And that is what this transition period is about understanding for all of you that you need to let these transitions be what they are, and just let them be and try to. We understand how difficult this can be. We have had experiences on your planet as well, but try your best to enjoy the experience, to enjoy it with gratitude, understanding that this transition period will bring you to, if you allow it to, will bring you to the most beautiful places you can imagine. And that is what this is here to teach you. And this, again, is an advanced lesson. This is an advanced lesson in waiting and in letting the universe take you where it needs to go. And it will show you, and it will show you. And we suggest, if you are so inclined, to just take baby steps into it, baby steps into not worrying. And by doing so, you will slowly expand your universe and expand yourself into the being that you came here to be. So, this transition is here to teach you to let go, to teach you to appreciate, to teach you that these times are valuable, and these times are part of this process, of this spiritual process. You are like a garden and you are growing, but you cannot see right now what is happening underneath the soil. But there are many things happening, and it is time just to let them go and just keep yourself watered, and to keep yourself mineralized, and to tend to your garden, and just to understand that these are the quiet times. These are the quiet times before things start to get very raucous. And we are that one that is known as Manuel. Hmm. Okay, interesting. I've never channeled Manuel before. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, so transitions, right? We just have to let go. Michael, you say, "Wow, beautiful energy." Hey, thanks. Yeah, yeah, that was very like relaxed energy. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, let's yeah, transitions. Never been my forte. Never been my best. My favorite thing. Um, as a as a Cancer sign, I'm kind of like a homebody, and I don't like too much change. Just I'm gonna go back into my shell and walk sideways, you know. But it is what it is. It is what it has to be. Yeah. Thanks, Michael. Yeah. So yeah, let's go into a pocket of peace, and we'll do a pocket of peace for transitions. So to help us to let go, a letting go transition. Sorry, a pocket of peace of letting go, of letting, yeah, letting everything be what it needs to be. So yeah, let's do that. So first, let's take a few deep breaths. And I just want you to imagine that you're in your most relaxed place that you can be in. I often go to a place by the beach, uh, uh, in this room made of everything's made of wood, and I have these ornate sculptures made of wood all around, and it's just this very homey place, and I can hear the waves in the background. So just imagine your place that makes you feel the most comfortable and relaxed, and just go to that place and in your mind, and just imagine that you're surrounded by this mist, this beautiful, wonderful mist, and it just makes you feel good to be surrounded by it. And it's the mist of unconditional love. It's the mist that accepts you who you are, exactly as you are, and it sees how perfect you are even though you don't see it. And it sees that there's nothing that you need to do or go or be or say. You're perfect the way you are. And just feel that energy. Just you're there. You're perfect. You don't have to do anything. You have to worry about anything. And then let's add this energy of letting go today. This energy of just letting things be what they need to be. Sometimes in life things don't go the way that you think they might. And just let it go. Let's just let that energy go. And this is just the way it has to be. And it's beautiful. It's a story. It's maybe not the story that I thought I was going to read, but it is this story, and I'm just gonna go through this story and read it and see where it takes me. Let it be who it is. Let all the characters in the story be who they are, and love them and accept them, and love how the story is going. Love the thing that you're letting go, and love what you are approaching. Send love to all different aspects of the story. Just understand that there's nothing to worry about, and there's only everything to be in love about. Yeah, and then just expand that energy out into the space that you're in, and then out into the whole country that you live in, so that the whole country is surrounded by this mist of just letting go. You just let go of all the stuff that you've been holding on to, and just let the universe take you where you need to go. Enjoy the ride. Think of it like maybe like a water slide. Just kind of close your eyes and jump on and just let it take you where it's going, and experience the thrill of something new. Experience the thrill of not knowing where you're going, and experience the thrill of knowing that where you're going is the most perfect place imaginable. And experience the knowing that you are completely and utterly safe and utterly protected wherever you go, whatever you do. Only the highest possible outcome is possible for you. And all you have to do is just let go and let the universe take you there. Just let go. And imagine people all over the world now just feeling that energy and just saying, yeah, I'm okay. I feel loved. I feel like I'm okay. I'm perfect the way I am. There's nothing that I need to do or rush to do or say. All I need to do is just trust the universe, trust the energy, and just let it take me where it needs to take me. It is a beautiful time. It is a beautiful time of just letting this energy take me where it needs to go. And let's ask that this energy will remain until the next time we do another pocket of peace. Hmm. Ah, all right. So, yeah. And then the last thing I just wanted to talk about is just all the stuff that we see, all the stories that we're seeing in the mass media at the moment. All of these stories, there's so many stories that are so easy to kind of glom onto, and to say like, I'm for this and I'm against this and I'm for this. And what's really important to understand is that we're not seeing the whole story. There's so much more to all of these stories, And once we find out what's really happening behind all of these stories, then maybe we can start to say, but the only thing that's really happening is that the world is in a transition period, and love is what is the only thing that is truly happening. That yeah, that's it's so important. Even like, for example, with all of these stories that we're hearing in the news and in the mass media, it's so important to understand that there's so much more to the story than we could ever imagine, and that it is a grand story. It is something much much more amazing than you think it might be. Yeah, just put it. I would just keep it that way. So whenever you do see these stories in the news, always remember, yeah, oh, that one. This story is kind of bringing up fear or bringing up these things, and just understand that these are just the waves on the surface of a vast ocean of peace, and a vast ocean of this amazing transition into something new. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of add that part as well, because I think that's really important, to not get too emotionally involved with these things, because um, there's a big possibility that a lot of them are not happening. And it's also a big possibility that they're not happening that the way we are shown they are. And so it's very important to keep a very open mind, and also not to jump into judgment or one side or the other. Always keep the neutral point, always keep the higher dimensional perspective. That this is just a playing out of energies, playing out of stories that need to play out in order to facilitate experiences for us. Yeah, just always, I think that for me, I think that's really important to see. Um, and at times, you can get knocked off your surfboard, and just get back on and say, "All right, yeah, I stand in the middle of the board. I stand on the neutral side. I'm not tipping one side or the other. I'm just surfing. I'm just seeing everything. Ooh, look at that story. Ooh, look at that wave. Wow, that was interesting," and just enjoy it as it goes. And then, yeah, and then, and we'll reach land, we'll reach the beach, and then we can just kind of all hang out on the beach for a little bit and just relax and say, what a ride that was, my goodness. So Michael, you say surf the glom. Yeah, exactly, like surf the glom. Don't glom onto it, surf it. So yeah. So yeah, that's my yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Thanks for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so transition periods. So, and thanks, Patty and Michael, and everyone else. And I really appreciate it. And thanks, Michael. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for yeah. It's weird energies today. It's very low tide, I guess. Just or either it's just a high wave, just washing you over. But yep, we all just have to get back on our board and, as you said, surf the glom. So, all right, guys. So, thank you very much. I appreciate you are very much appreciated, and I hope you are hopeful. And hopefully, see you guys tomorrow if all goes well. Ciao.